There is nothing like international online education. You can think about helping international students from different cultures or backgrounds. There's a lot of money involved in this market. Or you might have students from abroad who came to your country, and then you get to teach them English or other subjects. They might be studying in an international school or even in a private school. And as we know, the thing is that like for example, I have many students from South Korea who comes to study in Malaysia, and they study in international school. They even come here as a holiday. So they get to improve on their language as they come along. So we know that whatever students that is from another country, obviously they are from different cultures and backgrounds. And because of that, in certain culture, what is acceptable in one culture may not be acceptable in another culture. So that's why we have to be careful how we encourage foreign students. So in this video, we'll be talking about how to teach a foreign student. So let's begin. So in this video, I will be highlighting 8 tips on how to help a foreign student. The first tip is research and planning. We need to find out which country, where they are from. We need to get to know about their culture. It is good to be able to prepare some simple greetings so as to break the ice when we get to meet them for the first time. And it's also good to find out about their food culture, what they like to eat. Or probably we may be able to give some suggestions on some local tourist attractions or even some places to visit that is of interest to them. Never know, they might hire us to become their tour guide to show them around. So you can see where this can lead to. You can even earn some extra income from this. Number 2 is to smile. So when we smile often, it is a universal language, and that helps to create the rapport between yourself and your student, especially when you start to get to know them. So you notice that when you smile, it helps to break the ice and it helps them to feel comforted. Point number 3 is eye contact. That depends on the culture. In Western culture, it is perceived that when you maintain eye contact, it shows that you are sincere, you are respectful, and you are showing personal attention to the student. But while in Eastern culture, if you stare at someone for too long, they might feel a bit uncomfortable, and it can be viewed as being rude or even disrespectful. So although we don't want to generalize how we treat our student, because each student is an individual, so it is good that we can assess them when we meet them for the first time and try to see what is the best way in order to make them feel comfortable. Point number 4 is to use more visual aids. Although we may be able to pronounce clearly, express ourselves clearly, but because if you are encouraging a foreign student, English may not be their primary language, so they might struggle to think, to express themselves. So it is good to use pictures, and that can really make it easier for us as tutor to encourage the students. 5th point is on the choosing of course material. We have to be very careful with that because we don't want to make the mistake of choosing the material based on their grade, age, or their level, because one person's understanding on a certain level can be different, especially if they are from a different country. So to avoid that mistake, the best thing to do is during the first lesson we can assess clearly the level of understanding or English the student is, and then from there we are able to see what sort of material is suitable or custom-made the material suitable for each student. Point number 6, when we are teaching, expressing ourselves, we want to be sure to use simple, easy to understand English. So that means that we may need to speak slowly in order to help them to grasp our point. They might need some time to absorb on the material and to understand what we are trying to say. It may be good to avoid jargons, colloquial expressions, metaphors, similes, because that can easily make them feel uncomfortable, or it is hard or complicated for them to grasp what we are trying to express to them. At the same time, that can cause unnecessary misunderstanding between us and our students. Servant is to be respectful and professional in the way we treat them. Because the thing is that when a student is from a different culture, belief, they might do something which may be peculiar or unusual to us. So as tutors, we don't want to judge them, we want to show respect. We may lack understanding on what they are doing, and our job is to encourage them and to make them feel good. And it depends on the student. Some students might find comfortable to talk about personal details of their life, while others may feel uncomfortable. So we have to be able to use our discernment and wisdom on this one, and then based on how they are, we try to make them as comfortable as we can. And point number 8 is to be a good listener. It's nothing like being a good listener. So that means that we give them sufficient time to express themselves. We want to make sure that we don't interrupt or interject on what they are trying to say. Because English may not be their first language, and they really need time and patience on our part, and probably empathy, so that they can understand and feel that we are trying what we can to help them feel comfortable, and to encourage them, and to give them lots and lots of positive commendations. So hopefully these 8 tips can really help you to be able to express yourself clearly and to encourage a foreign student, and hopefully you'll be able to get many students, and see you again in the next video.